What's up, y'all? This is Rom coming back at you with yet another car video. There are several reasons why a handsome man still might not get women. Yeah. I could think, I said I had to do something today. And, I was thinking about that whole handsome man thing. Because, there was somebody who was asking me about doing some handsome man videos. And I actually have a whole playlist of them. And I said, guys are still having trouble with that. Because there's a ton of handsome man videos out there. Dudes doing that. But see, there's several reasons why a man can be handsome and still not get a woman. Several reasons. First is the most obvious one. Just because a man might be considered, okay, if a man goes into a room with 100 women, right? 70 of them might say he's handsome, right? They might be like, yeah, he handsome. Okay. Those other 30 are probably like, whatever. They be like, and whatnot. And of course, the man's going to want a woman out of that 30. See, understand something first. That's why I always call it when some guys will be like talking about some objective shit, right? If your feelings are involved, it's not objective. And that's what your feelings are. If you feel anything, it's not objective, it's what you feel. Like objectively, you could say, I'm in a car right now. Objectively, you can say I'm driving. That don't have anything to do with feelings. Is what is actually happening. But if you ask different men, what men or women, is this a nice looking car? You're gonna get different things. Well, it's the same thing with looks. A man's looks. That's the main reason. Just because a man is handsome to one woman, he might not be handsome to the woman he wants. And at the end of the day, it's who he wants. And plenty of men have said that stuff like that. Even when I said pay attention to the women who are showing you some love and whatnot, there's been plenty of guys that say, well, it's only fat women that show me love, or it's only women with kids that show me love. Plenty of guys complain about that. So, obviously it's not some objective thing. Because apparently the women who want the guys ain't feeling anything for them. And that's just how it is. That's just how it is and shit. Ain't no issue with it, it's just how it is. Shit. So that's the main reason right there. But then one of the things a lot of guys don't get, especially a lot of guys in this social media era, it's more than just looks that get a woman. See, when a man might look at a woman, we might just look at just her looks in her body. She could be wearing a potato sack. She look good to us. We want to get with her. All right? That's us. Women, they be looking at everything. And when I say everything, I'm famous for saying a man's shoes could get his dick sucked. Women checking out shoes. In fact, some women broke it down to me. They say they'll look at a man's shoes first. And it don't make sense to a man, but remember, the women are feeling, it's not objective. Look, let's use some common sense. If shit was objective in it, nobody would have a problem. Nobody would have a problem. They would just do objectively what's necessary. They'd be good to go. Or they just wouldn't made it all. So that's the first reason, though. First reason is that every woman gonna look at a guy differently, and then they looking at different shit. Like, if you really want to get a woman, you gotta hit her on multiple levels. Like, even when I talk about body game, different women like different body types. On the gift that keeps on giving, those balloon pop shows, you get some women, they'll reject a guy because he too slim. Other because he too stocky. Some because they might not consider him tall enough, even though they be 6 feet. That's another car video. If I ever need anything, I'm gonna go in on that. But I'm going to tell you what. One of the things is every woman is going to be different. So they looking at different things. Even with body game. That's why I say ultimately with body game, because you get some guys try to say, well, just be lean. But all women don't like that. Some women want to look at you. They want to be picked up. You know. They want somebody to look like they can pick them up. You know. And then some, they might want lean, athletic. You know, it depends. It depends on the woman. That's why I say a man get the best body that works for him. But see, a man could be handsome, but a woman don't like his body. Like I said, I used to work with this guy, looked like Clint Eastwood with some glasses. He looked just like Clint Eastwood, but he would be considered an incel. That dude's an attorney too. He gonna watch this shit one day. He gonna be like, hold up. But legally though, he can't say anything because I haven't described exactly where we worked, and it haven't caused him to lose any money. For some odd reason, I know the law. Anyway, right? You know, but that guy in particular, yeah, he looked like Clint Eastwood facially. But other than that, you know, his body wasn't doing anything for women. His body, you know, you could even throw his height in there. And then how he dressed. And women, let's just look at the physical aspect, okay? Because when a woman looking at a guy, she looking at his face. She looking at his haircut. You know, that's why I say let the barber bless you. You know? You know, that's why I say let a black barber bless you. Though I gotta give a shout out to some fellas. They said, well, you know, us Mexicans, we get in there. And I know about the Dominicans and stuff. They get in there too. They don't be playing. They don't be playing and stuff. Whatever the case, you still gotta let, I don't care who you go to. You can go to one of these like franchises and stuff. You gotta let the barber bless you. They looking at that. They looking at your whether you got facial hair. They looking at your beard, everything. And shoot, and then he looking at how you dress, shoes, your style. You gotta have a style signature. You dress wrong, the women don't like how you dressed, or they don't like your style or something. Because they might even say it, like on those balloon pop shows. Shoot, you can study them. They be having some men on there, and the women say, hey, you handsome, but I don't like this style. I don't like this look. Because I'm going to tell you something now. The colors you wear, it's a hack with some women. So if you gotta wear the right colors that turn her on, if she got a favorite color, you happen to be wearing that color, she looking at you. It's getting in a hack, you know? So it's like they looking at your whole appearance. They ain't just looking at your face. There's a lot of guys who would be considered nerdy or nice guy who would be considered handsome. Shoot, if you use that Carlton example, heard most women say he's otherwise handsome, but, you know, they were still seeing him as a nerd. I'm going to get into behavior later. Let's just start with appearance now. Let's just start with appearance now. So women, they looking at your whole package. Your face, they looking at your whole thing. When women, like, they'll do a quick look in a few seconds. Now, if they really looking, they'll be like, they'll look you up and down and everything. So you be like, oh, snap. So you got to have all of that and stuff. And that's just your appearance. They still looking at your behavior. Oh, wait a minute. Let me add something in with appearances. Now I talked about body language. They reading that. You know, how you walking and everything, how you moving, your posture and everything. You know, are you walking around with your head down, or you walking with it up? You know, how your shoulders, they be looking at all of that. They be making all of the decision, and they be making it in a few seconds. But say you got a handsome face, right? But when you walking like with your posture down and all of that, You know, you walking slow. You ain't walking like you run the world. And shoot. And really with your appearance come like something like colognes. Colognes, that's a cheat code right there. That is a cheat code. You gotta find which cologne work with you, which body oil work for you. A woman might not think you handsome. She might not physically think you're handsome, but she smell that right cologne on you. She might be like, oh snap. I always talk about when Issa Rae said that. She said, the right cologne make a woman rethink a man's attractiveness. So they're looking at all that. That's just a physical thing. They're looking at your body language and everything. And that's just the bait. You still got to talk to them. Like, I be seeing some guys and some statements they can, even on here, you know, they get in the comment, oh, it's just a face, it's just a face. Okay, yeah, they get them over there. Yeah, they can't tell anything. But what do I always say a woman to say? He was all right till he opened his mouth. You still got to talk to him. If you don't got and even that, you got to have the right voice tone, everything. How you communicate with them, what you talking about, everything. There's plenty of guys who, you know, they might have like that physicality and everything, dress right, but then if they ain't talking about nothing, that's what the women say to each other too. They say, girl, he was fine till he opened his mouth. And that's some real shit. So you still got to talk to him. I mean, even if you got that good bait, you still got to talk to him. You still got to hook him in. You still got to have that conversation because they looking for that connection. Because there's plenty of times a woman will meet somebody and they might think he look good at first, even on that online dating. Like a lot of people be talking about online dating and everything, right? All right. So they talking about online dating. Okay. So then what happens when they swipe right and, you know, like the conversation enough to meet for coffee or something, right? Then the dude ain't talking about anything. What good was it? See, that's something that's not talked about. You gotta look good just for her to swipe right. And then take it a step further and like have that conversation when y'all meet. And it's usually for coffee. And you know, the woman, she gonna be like, he looked good though. But he wasn't talking about anything. Because in general, let's just be real with it. There's so many things. So it's like the conversation. There's so many little things. Your voice tone. Like if a woman don't like your voice tone, shoot, you know, she might look at you thinking like, oh yeah, look at this stud, and you be like, hey, how you doing there? You be like, what? Shoot, sound like a cartoon character and shit. Women don't want to fuck with that shit. So that's shoot. See, here's the thing to understand. And a lot of guys don't get this because they don't deal with women. They looking at everything. They listening for everything. They smelling everything. You got to hit women on multiple levels. And even when you talk to them, like I remember this one time, right? I was in a grocery store. I'll never forget this because I remember I was in line. I was in this young lady's line. There was this dude who actually looked like what somebody would consider a Chad. A lot of these black pillars and stuff, they would call him Chad. If they see him, they showed it. But then he was talking to the cashier in a creepy manner, almost like, you all right? Seriously, she looked very uncomfortable. I mean, like extremely. The way he was saying, looking at her, I was like, damn, dude. Shit. I was like, oh, damn. I ain't even usually, I be a little bit friendly to cashiers. I said, I ain't going to add to it. I'm going to get my shit and just go. I was like, damn. This is like a white dude looking like that Chad, had that height, because he's a little bit taller than me, had all that shit. I've seen that happen a couple times. She was uncomfortable like a motherfucker. And plus, I mean, even then, you still don't know what she thought of dude's looks. Because honestly, thinking back to her, she looked like that type of mess with a nerdy type of guy. And I actually have a young friend who's with a guy who would be considered nerdy looking. It's all different. See, you gotta have more. See, just having a handsome face or being told handsome, shit. You know, you gotta have more. Women looking at a whole bunch of shit. I would say the best thing is a man gotta learn, first get his bait right. First get his bait right. So that's, you know, he gotta let the barber bless him. Depending on where you at, you know, black barber, Dominican barber, Mexican barber, one of those like franchise barbers, whatever. You know, have that right, have your cologne right and everything. You know, got a body right. And even then, I don't care what you got, you ain't gonna get every woman. You gotta pay attention to which women are down for you. So you gotta look at a lot of shit. You gotta look at a lot of stuff there and still talk to them. Because honestly, really, the best way to really know what's up, you still gotta interact with them. Because you got some dudes, they just ain't really a biggest problem. You ain't not interacting with them. And also, what if I said one of the best ways is to have some female friends. Now, there's a bunch of guys go against that. I don't want to be friends. Like, no, hold up, stop. You don't need to be in every thing, okay? You don't need to be in every woman's ideal or something. You know? If a woman just wants to be your friend, use her as a friend, because she can tell you, one woman friend can tell you how to get with 5 other women. Let me say that again. One woman friend can tell you how to get with 5 other women. Because I got a lady friend, we just friends and stuff, but she done hooked me up with about 4 of her friends. You know? I say 5 because it's good, but it was definitely 4 with this one woman. And I've had a few women hook me up with their friends or some women they know, even some relatives, cousins, whatever. There's nothing wrong with that. Because they can tell you what you need to do. And especially if you're young, you get a younger woman, an older woman. If you're a younger guy, you get you an older woman, you can really get some, because they're a woman, like if she real cool with you, see some potential, she can let you know. Yeah, and depending on the circumstance, you might be able to get with them. But that's some other stuff. That's some starter hoe stuff. I don't know if y'all ready for that, but maybe I'll do a car video on that next week. But you just learn something. From the woman. She can tell you some stuff. That's your spy in the camp. She can tell you what's going on, what some other women need, and all of that stuff. You know, what they looking for. What is it about you that's not working out? And that's the important piece right there. That's the important piece. But don't think it's just one thing. That's why you can get some guys who, like, other men, first of all, it don't matter what the man thinking any fucking way. It matters what the woman thinking. But other people, let's throw some women in there. Some other people might think he average looking, but he getting it. But what he got is he's working on his other shit. You see, that'll be the dude who's dressing correctly. He's dressing in such a way. He got his conversation right. People call it a mouthpiece. You know, he making sure he's smelling good, dressing right. He hitting the gym. Shoot. He letting the barber bless him. Because the only thing that you really can't control is basic bone structure. That's the only thing you can't control. So, anyway, though, I want y'all to really think about that. Like, don't think it's just one thing with a woman. Don't think it's just your face. If you're a handsome man, you still having trouble with women, that means you need to work on other shit. Alright? That means you need to work on other shit. So, anyway, though, that's all I have. That's all I have for today. And I'll get back with y'all. Y'all know I don't do anything on weekends, so I'll holler at y'all on Monday. Peace and blessings, y'all.